we have these people.
Someone325 versus Arrow Fodder. 71% win rate on Arrow Fodder is extremely good.
Really high.
Is somehow has 5 wins and 2 losses despite this being their first mystery tournament. And then this is wrong. This is the wrong match. We'll swap this one out.
Oh, whoops.
At a later time.
I just replaced. Hold on. I made a terrible mistake.
We will see this match in a vodcast at some point, I hope. 4-2 in Mystery Tournament 15.
There we go.
Hey.
That's who we're seeing today.
It's Andy. Andy's obscene 90% win rate finally fell below 90% after somehow missing top 8 for the first time ever. But it's still probably, I think, if I had to pick one person who is the best, it would probably still be Andy.
Yeah, Andy has... It's interesting, because Andy's skills are, like, clearly the best, but at the same time, there's nothing like, man, he's crazy. It's just like it's just like a very calm, we all get it. He's just very good, nobody is, like, questioning it, or acting surprised about it, or even, like, particularly engaged about it. Normally, it's just sort of like, yeah, this is just how he is.
Yeah, it was like the expectations, like Andy got third and then second and then first, and it was like, wow, he's amazing, right? And then he got first, and then he got first, and then the expectations were like, he can't keep it up, he can't keep winning. This is mystery tournament. You don't know what game you're gonna get. He's gonna get some game he's bad at versus someone who's good at it, and he's gonna lose. He can't keep doing it. And then he did it again and again and again. And now I feel like the pendulum's like swung the other way, where everyone was just like, yeah, he's going to win again, I guess. That became the expectation.
I think the skills are pretty impressive, personally.
Yeah. But it seemed like, I don't know, once the pendulum swung the other way, and everyone's expectations were that he was going to win, suddenly Andy defied all our expectations again by not making top 8. But, I mean, I think it would be crazy to say that he couldn't do it again, right? I think he's still
absolutely
amazing. Yeah. And it's going to be tough for Lcheeseboy, but, I mean, has the makings of the kind of person who could pull off the upset here. 60% win rate is still really good, and only ever gets better every time I see them.
Yeah. Funny name. A name that made me laugh a lot the first time I heard it. So I didn't take it as seriously as I should have, I don't think. And then Lcheeseboy just keeps winning. Like, wow, something about this Cheeseboy. I think it's the L. I expected, like, Cheeseboy is one thing, but then Lcheeseboy, it's like, why is that there?
Lcheeseboy.
Is it like EL, like a Spanish cheese boy? But it's just hard to say.
That's how I read it.
The next game that we have coming up, I will say, it's pretty straightforward. It is a game that is not going to catch anyone off guard. No one's going to get confused about how it works. And so those types of games, in my opinion, tend to be in Mystery Tournament veterans' favor, because they've played a lot of games and they have strong execution. But it could go either way.
Yeah, I'm of two minds about it, because, like, if there's no... if it's very simple, there's no shenanigans, right? There's no, like, you went the wrong way, you missed the good power-up, right? Now you lose a minute. Like, there's none of that. But at the same time, the simpler a game is... I think the strengths of the top players are that they're able to spin so many plates. They're able to think critically about, maybe I should be using this weapon or jumping off of this wall or something while doing it without slowing down. And so if you give them a lot to think about, they'll be able to think about it more than their opponent. And they can kind of outplay them in that way. And if it's just brain dead simple, then they lose that advantage. So I'm not sure where I come down on who this sort of game would favor.
Yeah, Also, we didn't talk a whole lot about someone. We talked a lot about Andy. I just wanted to mention that Maurice, who is very good. I will. Someone seems to be the only person other than Andy that Maurice will be like, yeah, I might lose to someone, and like is willing to say that in front of other people.
Yeah, someone's amazing.
Yeah.
Was runner-up last year, and in 14, or was it 15? This is their third time, so I think it was third, second, or something like that in 15 and 6. No, fourth and second. Hasn't missed a top 8.
Also, if anyone can guess the console of the next game, I'll be super amazed.
I know the game, so I'm not going to say it, but I was going to
that's
throw a
my
weird
hint.
console out there. I just wanted to note that Arrow Fodder's flavor text on their player card says, has no idea what he's doing, and then someone just says, can do it.
Can do it is good. Someone's also super chill. They'll come in here for interviews and be like, yep, yeah, it was hard, but I was good. Like,
it is impossible to get a sizable, robust response from Someone325 in an
which
interview.
is okay. Oh wait, I messed up this goal. This is also a game with many small levels.
Yeah, we saw, well, we didn't see actually. There was a race earlier that had 80 levels as the goal. Oh no, we did see one with 80 levels.
Yeah.
That's so many levels. That's we wouldn't expect the race to go much longer than 40 minutes. So you're looking at 30-second levels tops.
This game is excellent. And even seeing it, you might not be able to guess what console this is on. This is on the Pokemon Mini. Which is...
What?
Yeah. I don't know a whole lot about it, but it's some sort of specific Pokemon console.
I've literally never heard of this.
Isn't that weird? There aren't that many games for it, and I think even fewer raceable games for it.
Well, that's no surprise.
Yeah, but this is one of them. This was in top 8 years ago. It's been a while now, and this is a difficult game, I would say.
Are you describing the gameplay happening on screen? Because I can't see anything but player cards right now.
No, I'm not. That is odd that you can't see player cards, though. I did swap over to... Oh, yeah. Well, let me fix that.
No, I can see player cards. I just thought you were revealing the game and stuff, and I was expecting...
I know, well, I did reveal it, because... And so you should have been able to see it, but no gameplay yet, because the game hasn't started yet, but I will now fix that.
Yeah, that's it.
Sweet. So yeah, this is on the Pokemon Mini. The game, the console we all know and love. 3, 2, 1, go. So it's obviously somewhat Game Boy-esque. I think it's like almost like a PDA kind of thing, maybe. I mean, it's hard to pin down. I know that it's later than it looks, which is true of all Pokemon. Pokemon looks pretty darn old, but it's really not that old. But anyway, this game's it's a ball game. You have momentum. There are physics from bouncing off the walls and doing other things, and all you got to do is get to the goal.
Roll Togepi to the stairs.
The goal is to beat level 50 in Tower of Adventure, which is not this. So there's 20 levels, and then there's 50 more. And I don't know how big the Tower of Adventure is total. I think I did keep playing this for a little while, but some of the later levels get pretty tricky.
Andy and someone lead their races by, seconds. Not a lot. Very close all around. The movement is weird. They're mapping the directions A, B, C, and shake.
Yeah, let's look at this. It was quite a while that I played this. It was back in October, so let's see how much I remember. Yeah, so shake is for when you get stuck in a hole. Is the main function of shake in this game. It would literally be physically shaking the console if you owned one. But as far as this game is concerned, you can get stuck in holes and you gotta shake yourself out of it. But because that's just bound to a button, it becomes pretty simple to race in this context.
I was seeing some some movement. There was like a big open area, and both Andy and someone did the same thing of like moving a little bit up, then a little bit right, then a little bit up, then a little bit right, and it was like kind of stilted. But I think maybe that was just their approach to navigating a level where they had no idea where to go.
So we've
more
got
so than
ice.
Indication of controls.
It's the momentum is strong, and despite the look of this game, I would say the physics are actually pretty well implemented. It's tight. I mean, it's definitely like maybe I would say cumbersome to get a hang of, but it's not like bad or inconsistent. It really does feel like you have a lot of control and you're literally, physically rolling a ball. So now we've got arrows for someone and Andy, which push you back in that direction. You need to build up some momentum to push past them.
They're strong. They're stronger than you think. You gotta respect them. Andy's caught in the infinite here. Oh, it gets through, but there's a hole in the back.
Yeah, exactly.
Someone avoids it.
And the levels, they have a lot of traps like this. This is the game. The game is very simple, but is set up to be challenging. Here we've got everyone's favorite thing, crumbling floors.
You can go over them once, and then the second time, maybe they collapse.
Yeah, I think it might even be time-based.
Yeah, that's
this game's kind of loose, It's not like there's no tiles or anything.
Lcheeseboy, not enough speed on these arrows. Arrow fodder, you think would do well on the arrow level.
Arrows they are in control of all arrows they come in contact with.
Or are you fodder for arrows? Are they going to eat you up like you're nothing? Is it really bad? Is this arrow fodder's weakness?
But I believe, so we're still in Tower of Origin right now. They need to beat level 50 of Tower of Adventure, so don't worry, folks. We've got plenty of rolling to come.
Why does it sound like the sound is coming out of an actual Pokemon Mini instead of like being emulated directly into my ears? Like it sounds like it's far away from me.
Yeah, it's a little the emulator is obviously specific. This isn't BizHawk or anything. This is the Pokemon Mini emulator. And it does do a pretty good job of making it seem like, I don't know, it feels like this is some weird little handheld, Tiger Electronics kind of thing that I own because I'm a huge Pokemon fan. The Tower of Origin, the point of this is kind of to introduce all the mechanics. So that's why they're only getting like one level with each mechanic. You saw someone, and Andy's on that level now, shaking yourself out of these holes. Here I think we've got light. I don't remember this coming up very often. Yeah, so it is light and dark. But I don't remember. That might not ever come into... We might not get to those levels before the end of the school.
Someone clutches
here we've
that
got a
one
whole
out.
lot of fun stuff. Buttons.
A whole lot of fun is what Andy's having in the dark. Avoids the holes, gets into the exit.
Nice. I get it.
Arrow Fodder and Lcheeseboy are not too far behind. But the progress is so incremental. Like, I don't really see it being like, oh, you're going to get super walled by this stage. The progress is so incremental.
Oops. Yeah, that does happen later, in my opinion. I mean, well, I don't know. Sometimes it's kind of a different world. I'm playing these games, Andy's playing these games. It's like people talk about when aliens come, their technology is going to be so advanced, are they just going to see us as like ants? And, you know, that's kind of how I feel sometimes when I see the top 8 players
I mean, I just
these
finished
games.
testing this puzzle game in 1:44, and I know that it would be like 30 minutes for some people. Okay, Andy was having a lot of trouble hitting that one switch, which I think actually means Andy's ahead of where someone is also on that same level.
Someone actually failed a puzzle. So in this level, you can, if you hit the switch that says 2 on it last, you can't pop it back up because hitting the other switch is what pops it up.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't a hitbox issue. It was a puzzle, in quotation marks.
Yeah,
I mean, I get that. Well, they can't get too fancy with their puzzles because, like, you're gonna roll over the wrong square and like you gotta undo your tricky puzzle solution. Like that doesn't feel good.
No, I would say this game is primarily execution. I think that I don't personally remember a lot of puzzle levels. I don't think there are a lot of them. But that just sort of teaches you that you have to keep it in mind and that you can soft lock yourself. Little trap that they set up.
Precision from Andy.
So these breaking blocks are interesting because you can really go flying into them and then smash yourself on the end, but then there's usually holes under them, so you've got to be careful that you turn around quickly.
The game is not so generous. Like, if you are half on, you're on, but the moment you're not half on, you're off.
Yes. It's a little tricky because, I mean, we're seeing a round ball from the top. Arrow Fodder and Lcheeseboy have also done the exact same mistake. Both are restarting. At least it's fast.
So there's a timer counting down in the bottom right. Do you do like all of it over again if it hits 0?
You do. Well, no, like the level you're on. The timer would never run out on these levels, but some of the later levels, the timer is the level.
Okay, there's a reset. Yeah, I wasn't sure like how much one level is, right? There's just so many screens.
It's true. And
this hole is huge.
Each of these like levels, quote unquote, is multiple screens.
Yeah.
So I forget what restarts exactly now, but I don't know. Yeah, these are weird. This growing hole, because you can't see it when it's small on this first instance. So I mean, not a huge fan of that.
It moves so slow.
Yeah, hopefully Andy chose the right time to get in there. I think could have maybe taken a little bit of a shortcut, but it is what it is.
I mean, do you want to risk it knowing you would have to go all the way around again if you fell?
Probably not. You can cut that corner, though.
Ooh, Andy cuts it a little bit. Arrow Fodder's through a lot of the breaking blocks.
All right, hitting the... Well, now I can't remember... That's a Meryl, I guess.
Yeah.
Those are some Jigglypuffs. What's the snail Pokemon? Why can't I remember the fossil? Amistar? No.
Ammonite.
Ammonite.
I didn't get a good look at it to know if it was actually an Ammonite.
I didn't think the day would come where I couldn't remember the name of a Gen 1 Pokemon, but here we are.
You're getting old.
I'm an old man now. It's all downhill from here. We got some Poliwhirls.
Poliwag.
Yeah, okay, so these are interesting. You just have to knock them off.
Okay.
And these Voltorbs fight you.
Not anymore.
Nope.
It's a good thing they don't explode.
Coughing. Get out of here. Oh.
Is it a quillfish? Oh,
okay.
Coughing.
I think it was coughing. Oh, we've got Charizard. Get him.
Whoa, you're not a ball. Yes, you are. He's so strong. What do you do?
Nice.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the end of the Tower of Origin. Now we're moving on to the Tower of Adventure. 50 floors. Get ready.
Oh my god. Alright, thankfully you can roll on the stairs when it's closed. Really close on the right side. They're not racing each other, but it will be fun to compare as they go.
Yeah,
Someone's
at this
trying
point,
to fight Charizard.
I mean, we haven't seen a lead change in any of the real races. But we have seen a lead change between Andy and someone. And I mean, there's a lot of game left. It's still anyone's game, really.
Oh, you got to be careful with these pop-up switch. All right, Andy's okay.
You do.
But they're also close together. It would be easy to hit the wrong one accidentally.
Nice.
Look at the sink on the right side of the screen. Hello.
Yeah, so these holes are far less of a like threat because you don't have to physically shake the thing because there is no thing in this instance. So I think sometimes those hole levels end up easy. Ooh, yeah, this one's pretty tricky.
These arrows are everywhere.
Yeah, you just kind of gotta go.
They all vaguely point against you.
True. There we go.
Oh, there's one going your way in the middle.
So here we've got I think that might be a timer level. Yeah, so the timer counts down through this whole thing. So you do have to redo this whole set of levels. Right. This floor. And each floor is like 3 or 4 levels.
And the timer's been getting more aggressive, right? You can see 2 minutes on the clock for Lcheeseboy and Arrow Fodder for this set of levels. But Andy and Someone, it's like, here's 20 seconds. Good luck.
But yeah, I'm a little blown away by how massive this Pokemon mini game is because I don't even think we're touching like the majority of this game in this goal.
Yeah, I'm having trouble wrapping my head around the existence of a Pokemon-specific console I didn't know existed.
It's kind of crazy. I think it gets... I think there's only like a few playable games. I think there's some software.
like what's the step counter thing that you wear?
Yeah, I think this is... Yeah, the pedometer. I think this might be like a precursor to the popular, like, the Pokemon pedometer. This might even have some, like, PDA functionality. Oh, Pokewalker. Yeah, that's what it was called.
Charizard now for Arrow Fodder. Oh, Charizard wins. Can't really say exactly what Arrow Fodder did wrong, necessarily. You just gotta hold against him. I don't know.
Andy is doing a cool thing here, which I think it's encouraging you to do because of the timer, but... where they get the little speed boost from the bumpers to push you along this straight path. Moving on to Area 10, so we're moving quick.
Someone moving very cautiously around this horseshoe.
Yeah, you can tell this later because Togepi's a Gen 2 Pokemon. But it's amazing that even just by Gen 2, the series has enough clout to make their own console. it's kind of wild.
Yeah, I mean, it launched with its own anime series that was immediately very successful and popular.
Yeah. I think Pokemon's still the best-selling franchise of all time.
Ooh, maybe. It's up there.
Which includes merchandising, by the way. That's why.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many they're up to now, like 1,000 or something. 1,000 little plushies that you can sell to everyone. Get your favorite.
Exactly.
Okay, so the arrows are like, don't miss one of these buttons on this level Andy's on in the goal.
Yeah, that would really set you back. If I'm remembering my experience right, I think like the last like 15 to 10 levels are really where you like are concerned about losing them.
The arrows.
Okay. Oh yeah, so you have to get these Poliwhirls out of the little gap in order to get them in the water where they belong.
Yeah, immediate understanding from Andy. I saw the arrows and I was like, oh, but am I supposed to force him up there? You want to go, arrows? I'll beat you. And then, no, that's not.
Charizard's back. Not for long.
Is he dead? He's gone. Chara who?
Yeah, what? I got a shiny Charizard. I got a shiny Togepi, and that's must be worth at least 20 times as much.
And I didn't even think about that. Do they sell plushies that are like, oh, this is a shiny plushie. It's super rare. It's worth $1,000.
Funko does that, and so if they do it, everybody must do it. Oh, Andy. Not falling off the first try on that stage is kind of insane. Someone also destroying this level understands it, but made a bit of a mistake. Pushed the one Poliwhirl a little too hard. Still, pretty well ahead of Arrow Fodder, though.
It's gonna be so tough for these players. Andy wants the get in. Oh, doesn't quite get it. It's this is not the kind of game that's easy to catch up in. So to have this kind of gap between opponents this strong.
Yeah, it's
Sometimes
hard
Arrow
because, I
Fodder
mean,
can skip over
the game is going to get harder, but it's not going to fundamentally change very much. And so if you've been able to build up this size of gap in 17 minutes on such straightforward levels, then, like, Someone and Andy kind of have to get worse.
Just magically.
Well, you can get tired, but and this is a long goal. I mean, I'll admit, but I don't see it happen.
Just gonna say that they don't really do much like new. Like a lot of the levels are like it's basically the same thing you just saw like 5 screens ago.
It's true.
Like,
So
look at Andy's
Andy
level
actually
here.
fell off enough.
It's a loop with
that they decided to restart there on their own, though. Only had to reset this level enough that they were starting with 8 seconds. Here, you only have 5 seconds on the clock.
And you got to get around. Oh, you knock it into the bumper, and then okay.
And then the game tries to restart you with 0.67. Andy says, I don't think so. I'm good, but...
Lcheeseboy riding these bumpers around.
This one, was the last I died on a lot. The one Andy's on now.
Ooh, those are thin.
Yeah. We're onto the Super Monkey Ball stages here.
So I'm assuming your like hitbox is actually the center of your sprite, and it's not like a little bit lower down because of perspective or whatever.
I interpreted it as being the center, and I don't remember having to find any tricks. Andy restarting, because it's not really slow to restart, and then you're starting with a full timer, which is good. You don't know what's coming up until you know. There's no way to know if this level set is 4 levels or if it's 1.
Looks like it was just 1.
That one was just 1, yeah. Some of these tight timer levels, they're giving you just 1. But I remember running into 1 at one point and thinking, oh, okay, that was really tough. That's probably the only level. And then all of a sudden I was thrust into another one and like immediately ran out of time.
Someone also just behind Andy and didn't first try the level, didn't second try the level. Didn't even see Andy and someone play the levels that Arrow Fodder and Lcheeseboy are on. Oh, there's the... I can't tell if it's an Ammonite or an Omastar. They're pretty similar.
They are.
Andy not having to shake through any of these holes. Someone creeping around the horseshoe on the straightaway. Should be easy from here. Okay.
Andy with a 5-second level.
Oh.
Ooh. Not that hard to make if you made it first try, but Andy actually went for it after dying once. This level is stupid. This is the timer level, and it's a NASCAR experience right here.
Someone's also on kind of a stupid level. It's a bit mazy. You can't quite see the whole thing.
Yeah, that's...
Lcheeseboy freeze, the Poliwags, Arrow Fodder as well. That one's trying to hide in the bottom left, but doesn't get away.
Andy's on a similar level here. Not a whole lot of these, but there are a few where it's just like, find all the switches. This is sort of a more open area, and you sort of just have to feel it out.
Oh,
there we go.
Arrow Fodder gets the Charizard quick kill. Lcheeseboy had to work for it, and then had to not roll off the edge. Very close, but success for both players.
Oh, Andy, you can go in between a little bit and skip some of these holes, but... I think there's also, like, some hole, like, iframes, like some downtime where you can't get stuck in a hole.
Yeah, I got that sense too.
Wow, perfect. Not making any mistakes on those Ammonites. They're going straight into the holes.
It's the little things like that that can add up.
This level's a little tricky because just by the end, there's holes everywhere. Andy,
I love that you
not
couldn't
having
even
any
finish the
issues.
sentence before Andy was done.
Yeah, I know. I literally.
It's a little tricky. You really gotta watch out. Okay, never mind.
I think we're going up the tower. It's my impression. I don't know where we're like ultimately trying to get to though. Maybe there's something at the top.
Don't you go downstairs at the end of every level?
It's not up. Oh, I guess you do. We're going down.
Oh, Lcheeseboy. Yeah, it's
That's just a new expression right there. New exclamation.
Oh, Lcheeseboy. Ah, Lcheeseboy. Yeah, balls are not known for like their ability to go up things generally.
That's a very good point.
Yes.
Oh wow, someone did the probably intended solution maybe and hit it against the bumpers to come straight out.
Yeah. Even
Although
if it
Andy
comes
had
in
an
at an
easier
angle.
time of it with the accurate angle shots.
So I learned two things. The bumper will always send something away from the bumper, regardless of what angle it came into the bumper from. And the other thing is that if something's going sufficiently fast off a bumper, it'll just go right through you.
Both useful things. If this game had more levels with switches and bumpers, it might not. I don't know.
I see what's going on with these arrows. They're aimed away from the stairs at the end, basically. So whichever way you go, you need to hold the other.
This level Andy's on is pretty tricky because you have to manage both these guys and not send them too far off course that they... There we go. So, failed it the first time, but got it the second.
The trust that the off-screen guy was going to make it into the hole and just started heading for the stairs. Ooh, Arrow Fodder with a really quick clear of that tricky, really thin horseshoe level.
Andy on a tricky level. Knows that the timers get tight and failed once. Now failed twice. Might see a restart here. Yep. Because my initial thought would be this timer is too high for this to be the only level.
Goal.
Nope. You gotta metagame it sometimes, though.
It's such a small time to try again.
Yeah. I think it does show that Andy has all of his faculties about him, though. He's thinking about all the little minutiae of what's going on to make that decision.
Yeah, it's difficult to catch him off guard. We had a race earlier where one of the players forgot that they had weapons they could switch to in an FPS game, right? Like, stuff like that, just Andy is kind of immune to at this point.
Yeah.
Forged in the fires of 1,000 mystery races. It's Ammonites. Alright, someone gets him in there.
Andy immediately seeing that if he goes straight up, he's gonna lose. Very quick sight reading there. And what the hell?
These arrows are a mess.
Nice!
I would just hold upright. It works out. Look at the timer, too. 86.86 seconds left.
I can't believe we're on 40 out of 50 already. This was probably like... I don't know. This was at least a 40-minute playthrough for me. Maybe 50. I don't think we're going to be seeing that from Andy.
No, not from any of these players, really. I mean, we've been focusing on the leaders, obviously, but Arrow Fodder and Lcheeseboy doing really good as well.
Absolutely.
Drake had a 31-39.
Wow.
Gonna be close.
This one's tricky because you can't stop yourself on the same block for every rotation. The block goes away. Andy just taking it a little slower, we're good.
If there was one
here
thing
we've got
that
the
could be said...
great level. I remember this one.
You better have found the pixel that represents your hitbox.
Yeah.
Wow. How many pixels does this thing have? Is that 3 pixels?
You can actually see it because of the way the emulator. It's 3.
Is it 3 or 2? Okay.
It's 2. It's only 2. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. There isn't even a middle row to line up with. You have to be on an edge to get across.
Looking good.
All right. Oh, someone as well. Oh, but missed the button.
This could be the level I was thinking of where it's really tricky and then there's actually multiple that you have to get through. Ooh, falling in the little hole there. Oh, someone went for the coming down diagonally. I don't think...
save from Arrow Fodder. Just went just behind the Ammonite and nudged it upwards off of the edge. Someone with this crazy end scout here to go through the level. Also nails the arrow level.
Andy just needs to fail this level for maybe 15 minutes, and then I think Lcheeseboy is catching up here.
Well, we're 30 seconds, a minute down that road.
Yeah. I mean, it's
how
not
long
like
is that road?
I wouldn't want to see it just because that makes me feel bad for Andy at that point. That would be very sad. But who knows?
Yeah, I mean, seeing an upset is always exciting. That's not how you want it to go down.
No. Ooh, yeah, this one has 2 stages. So you really got to get there. No trouble for Andy.
3:19 left on the clock. Lcheeseboy very carefully crawling along the crumbly blocks. Can't be too careful, though.
Andy didn't get that other Voltorb off of there.
Someone325 across the first 2 has found the pixels, has done the math. There it is.
Yeah, you've got to have your, like, bionic eye calculate onto the pixels.
$47 Andy is on.
We've got logs, we've got water, we've got switches.
I would assume these are the only 3 switches.
We've
Just
got no
jams
issues.
it to the left, trusting those logs are going to be as straight as they were on the bottom.
Now we've just got some nonsense.
It's like you got really big and the level's
someone with
small.
0.5 seconds getting through.
Whoa. Air Fighters needed a couple tries on this level.
The RNG generated level. Very true.
Oh. Air Fighter again with a fall down to 7 seconds. Gonna have to restart. Time's up for Lcheeseboy.
Andy, this is the don't hit the bumper level.
Every one of these games has got one of these.
Yeah. Andy's gonna try and rush after hitting the last switch. I knew it was gonna happen.
Ammonites herded for Lcheeseboy. Arrow Fighter going to work on it. Andy on the final lap. 10,
I think this is like
9.
48 or 49 or something. So we're getting there. 40. Here's 50. Final level.
Oh, 31:39 was the time from Captain Drake. I don't know if that's the best we've seen, but oh, look at no, I can't leave the 2 up. Oh, I think
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna see the Subdrake today.
Once you have them all once, it doesn't matter. You're good.
It's true. Oh no!
Oh, Andy missed it. 31-29.
Oh man, we did it! The 10-second Subdrake.
Andy's the winner. Someone325 doing the laps around these buttons.
Dog comment: Charizard is a jobber.
Yeah, he is. He looks so fierce.
Right?
Like,
a jobber
oh,
is someone that you hire in boxing to specifically lose to pump up your win rate, right? Is that?
Yes, yeah. Because they're just doing the job. They're not trying to win.
Great.
He looks so scary. He's like gigantic on the screen, and then he's just gone.
There we go. Someone with the finish right behind.
32-27. Both races decided. I guess I would call these an upset if one of these players were to win. They're very good, so it wouldn't be, I don't know. I wouldn't be shocked. I acknowledge the possibility, but
oh, Andy's saying that game sucked. That's surprising. I thought you would have enjoyed it.
It's it needed to. It kept doing the same thing over and over. You know.
That's a good point. Needed a break button. That's fair. Did it need a break button or a break button?
I can't tell if he said it that way to reference the Spin Dizzy paste bin. It has the break button in the paste bin spelled break. And then someone was like, well, I don't know what that means, and just never used it for the whole race.
Because they didn't want their thing to break.
Yeah.
It's the classic paste bin moment right there. Where you actually make it worse by including the paste bin. Someone is going all the way back up to the Tower of Adventure. Back up to the top. I would invite you in for an interview, Andy, but it feels like you've shared your thoughts. Come in if you have anything interesting to say, I suppose, but don't feel obligated.
Like, what do you think? This game sucked. Is it okay? What did you do? I rolled the ball.
Yeah.
I steered for the good things and away from the bad things. Whoa, nice level from Arrow Fodder.
And to be clear, this was an actual, like, even double. I can't think of the right word for it, but these are the same rounds. These are all winners for. Everyone is still in the bracket. And yeah, this game kind of wears its mechanics on its sleeve, so to speak. It's pretty easy to see how it works just from seeing these guys play it.
It would be really funny if we had someone in here and they just did the sports interview. Where it's like, how do you think you did out there? It's like, yeah, well, we went out there, we played hard, we gave it 110%. All right, thank you very much.
Had some bad plays, had some good plays. Gonna make it better next week. Right, thanks, coach. I'm just here so I don't get fined. Everyone loves Marshawn Lynch in my neck of the woods.
All right, Lcheeseboy's on the Widowmaker here. You know what? This game doesn't have music, really. I bet if it sounded good...
It's got notes. I don't know.
It's got noise.
Yeah. They're not very specifically composed in sequence, but they do happen.
A Widowmaker is something that will kill people because it creates widows after those people are dead and their wives are left behind.
It's true. That's what I always assumed something was called, like, I don't know, Widow Cliff or something. It means that a lot of people have fallen off of it and died.
Oh, jeez.
Someone, I like this game. Well, nice job, someone. Congrats on the win. Yeah. Well, I mean, Analog, that's a lot to ask of a portable specific franchise console in 2002.
Why did they make this?
It's hard to say. I don't know how many games there really are for this. I have a feeling it's the kind of thing where you could be like, you know, you might remember them all, like Virtual Boy. There wasn't a lot.
Right. Yeah, you pull a Virtual Boy game in Mystery Tournament, you're either getting Jack Bros or Bound High.
Hopefully
or
Bound High.
Maybe the Wario Land game. I think maybe I've rejected that before, but maybe that one.
Five were Japan only. So here we're seeing there's Pichu Bros Mini, Pokemon Breeder Mini. Sounds like a Tamagotchi thing. Only 2 different devs, other than Pokemon Tetris, which was made by Nintendo. Pokemon Zany Cards. That's an interesting one. I wonder how that one goes.
If there like is a Pokemon card game, does it have anything to do with that, or
maybe it is, but like all the numbers are like in the billions? That'd be pretty zany. So yeah,
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Jupiter, who made this, and who now makes Picross games, by the way. That's that same Jupiter. They make all the different Picross games. Made Togepi's Great Adventure, Pokemon Race Mini, Pokemon Puzzle Collection 1 and 2, which might just be Picross, and Pokemon Breeder Mini and Pokemon Pinball Mini. This Den Yusha that made these other games, I've never heard of him before. Hero Fodder, low on time here.
It just went so mad with power.
Ooh,
they were like, our Pokemon is bigger than God. We're gonna make our own console.
No, not Zany Cars, Zany Cards. Way worse than Zany Cars. Pokemon Zany Cars, I would be looking into that.
Ooh, put that in top 8 next year.
Yeah.
This level, I can see why they went on to make Picross.
Oh, who's in the MFH waiting room? I haven't even been paying attention. I'm sorry, someone is there. Hello, Someone325.
I heard a little bit of noise. Oh, there we go. I'm talking over you. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing? What'd you think about this game? Do you like how straightforward it was? You like how fast it was?
Yeah, it's pretty good. You can go really fast, and it's kind of hard for me to see how fast I should go.
Right. I mean, that's like the question, really. I mean, sometimes it's like which should I go left or right at the start of the level or something. But for the most part,
it didn't matter.
Yeah, how fast should I go at any given time is really the entire race.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't have a whole lot of fails. Obviously, a few more than Andy, coming in only about 30 seconds or so behind. But in general, got most levels first try.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Some of the levels I cut really short, but it worked out.
Yeah, we saw a couple half-a-second finishes.
I think one level was like 0.03 seconds, but the timer was like 10 seconds to begin with.
Oh my gosh. I'm bummed that we missed that on stream now.
Yeah, we saw 0.5 at one point. Were you scared of Charizard?
I don't know, I just held forward and it worked eventually.
Yeah, Charizard, this must be the worst incarnation of Charizard out of all Pokemon games. The weakest, can't stand up to anything, despite being like 4 times bigger than the player character.
I don't even know if Charizard can learn to roll out.
Yeah, that's a good question. I actually recently watched a video that looked at every incarnation of Charizard, like the Mega ones and the like of how he was in each generation when he got new moves and abilities and stuff. They didn't talk about how good this Charizard was in the video though.
Yeah, this one doesn't have like solar power, G-Max wildfire and stuff.
Yeah. He doesn't have a solar beam for coverage against water Pokemon.
I mean, we were a normal type, so it didn't really matter.
You can't even choose your guy. You're just Togepi even.
Yeah.
Togepi was like, they thought it was going to be the new Pikachu.
They tried, yeah. They tried like 17 times to make the new Pikachu, and
yeah, they're still trying to this day. Oh no, Arrow Fodder got stuck on the outside of those arrows. Arrows betraying him yet again.
Hey, it got soft locked on the puzzle.
Oh yeah. The buttons only you need another one to pop it out again.
Yeah, there weren't a whole lot of puzzles.
2, 1. Oh, shoot.
That's worked. Oh no, it doesn't.
Is this the kind of game you?
Yeah, I'm watching the wrong feed.
Yeah, the Discord one will be a little bit. Is this the kind of game that like you get this in Mystery Tournament and you're like yes, good, or no strong feelings, or what?
I don't know, no strong feelings. I played like Monkey Ball before, but this is like 2D, so it doesn't really count. I don't know. I feel like I'm like average in these games. Andy beat me, so can't be too good at them.
I would say your time is still significantly higher than the average, even among I would say top 8 players. These are some good times. Andy cut Drake by a little bit. You were only just a little bit ahead of Drake, so I don't know. I guess not failing anything would be the ideal time, but it's hard to get there. And is that a finish from Arrow Fodder? I believe that is.
Yep, GG said.
GG.
Lcheeseboy on the second to last one.
Oh no, Arrow Fodder says 3 losses to ball game. I'm sensing a pattern. I want to know what those other ball games are.
Lord knows we got a lot of them. A very quick clear of the final level for Lcheeseboy. We'll bring these folks in.
Yeah.
And chat for a little bit.
Yeah, apparently, so you can change the color palette, and this happened.
Something happened. We don't have you. You're not
Oh,
live anymore.
I put in the Mystery Tournament channel.
Oh, you found Virtual Boy mode.
Yeah, inverted Virtual Boy.
Oh my gosh!
Look how nightmarish Togepi looks all of a sudden.
Everyone's here.
Hello.
Ball games.
Ball game.
So your comment is that you've lost 3 times to ball games. Tell me about these other ball games. What are they?
MT15, I lost to Nico Jazz and Bound High, where you were playing a ball in the Virtual Boy, bouncing up and down.
Got it.
Similar energy as this game, really.
And then the second one, I don't remember the name of it, but I lost to Boney. And it was like those old puzzles where you try and navigate the ball around by tilting the level.
Oh, it was the one on PlayStation. FAO submitted that. I remember that game. That game was wild. It was like, yeah, the graphics were like really bad. I remember that one.
Yeah, that one. So I'm sensing a pattern here.
Well, you're not
They're all pretty different ball games, I will say. They all come from radically different perspectives. We do like ball games around here, though.
Yeah. What was everybody else using? I always had to use the keyboard.
Yeah, I use keyboard. I can figure out which button maps to what.
I was on keyboard as well.
Okay. Yeah, because trying to feather movement on the keyboard felt weird at times.
Yeah, and I don't believe there was any analog control in the first place, so that was... If you were using the D-pad, it wouldn't have been too different. But yeah, Lcheeseboy, GG. Any thoughts to share about Togepi's great adventure?
Sure was an adventure. I got nothing.
I got nothing too. Everyone came in here, and I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna say to these people if they rolled the ball around.
It was definitely a game. Some might say the most game there ever was.
I mean, the biggest discussion topic, I think, is the fact that, like, did you know that there was like a Pokemon mini console that had a couple Pokemon games on it?
No.
No, I've never heard of this. The only thing I've heard about is that like pocket walker thing they
Yeah.
get from Heart Gold.
Yeah, this had 10 whole games. This game was made by Jupiter, who makes the Picross games nowadays.
Oh,
And I don't know. That's about as much as I know. I don't even know what it looks like, to be honest with you. I'll look it up right now. Pokemon. I bet it's shaped like a Pokeball. It's not. Oh, it's freaking
Nope.
ugly. This is like the ultimate 2000s see-through bad design. Really, really small screen though. So we were at a bit of an advantage there.
Was this before the Game Boy?
No.
Definitely not. I mean, the first Pokemon game was on the Game Boy, so there's no way it was before.
All right, yeah.
Let's see
Mhm.
this.
I think this is like an intentionally budget device. It seems like it's trying to compete with like a Tamagotchi, but they just made it cartridge based so people could have some fun and make some actual games for it.
Yeah, like I criticize it a little bit when, like, if you say like, oh, it's like a terrible Game Boy, you're like, well, that's a bad idea. But if you say it's like a Tamagotchi, but like a little bit more robust and can do some other stuff, then suddenly it's like, oh yeah, well maybe.
Maybe,
Yeah, it's all about perspective, I guess, isn't it?
I cannot imagine playing that game on a screen that size though.
Yeah, 96 by 64 pixels.
That's the classic. Yeah, what did everyone think about that level where you had to line up on the 2 pixel bridge? That was we counted. It was 2 pixels.
That was a rough one for me
Yeah,
at least.
there was sand there, so we could line it up.
Was that the one where you had to snake back and forth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one
Like-
wasn't too bad. It was all the ones where you had to like do a real tight circle around and not fall into the pits that got me.
Yeah, you do like manage your speed and not go too fast or slow.
Well, no one's eliminated, and I don't think there's any more games for the Pokemon Mini in the pool. So
No,
we'll
I
be
can
playing
I can
something else.
guarantee. I'm
Thank
willing to
goodness.
spoil that there
My God.
aren't.
Okay, no Pokemon.
Now someone is going to go submit one and throw it into the pool.
Wow.
Good
it'll
luck.
have to get through
there
us.
are 10 total games, and I doubt you're gonna find one even close to as raceable as this. But you know, have at it.
Someone just started developing one right now.
I'm down for that.
Like make a ROM hack of this game with like different characters or something.
Lawnmowers.
Yeah, and like different stuff, so that you're not just doing the same thing 100 times in a row.
Someone, you're going on to face Jackazam, and you in Winners 5, you have an opponent already.
Nice.
Arrow
I
Fodder.
think I faced her in Kusa Grande, and she's pretty good.
He is good. Arrow Fodder's dropping down. Loser of 237. You don't have an opponent yet in Losers 5, but it'll either be Bright Shadow Callback or Nest Kamikaze. And then Lcheeseboy. Let's see where you're heading to. You already got put down there. Also, do not have an opponent yet, but it'll be either Astolia or Fast Fruit Man. So we're all still in it today. Exciting.
So, congratulations to our winners. Thanks to all of you for coming to talk to us, and best of luck in your next match.
Thanks
Thank
for
you for
having
having me.
us.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Night.